Brakate Howell, Brakate Yahushai, Brakate Howell, Brakate Yahushai, Brakate Howell, Brakate Howell, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim. They do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre-Shema, this week's topic is going to be entirely bringing it to your doorsteps. Got two articles here. I guess I'll start with this one. It says White House defends door-to-door vaccination push amid backlash. Jen Psaki stressed that the COVID-19 is not mandated by the federal government. The White House Wednesday sought to clarify its new door-to-door coronavirus vaccine push amid fresh criticism from the right that the home visit approach is government overreach. Yeah, some lady, she was comparing it to Nazi regime. It says White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki stressed Wednesday that no one from the federal government will be showing up at Americans' doors mandating coronavirus vaccinations. Rather, the personal visits President Biden announced Tuesday are designed to share information on vaccinations as the White House aims to still reach its 4th of July goal of having 70% of adult population jabbed. We're not trying to do here, Sakya. What we're trying to do here at the federal government is protect the American people and save lives, Psaki told CNN's Newsday on Wednesday. The door-to-door push is designed to inform people in less vaccinated pockets of the country about where to get the shot and address their concerns about the safety and efficacy of the vaccine, she said, adding that it's not up to the federal government to mandate vaccines. It's up to every individual to decide whether they are going to get vaccinated, Psaki continued. Amid the administration's ongoing concerns of surge of the more contagious Delta variant of the virus, Biden pitched his plan to boost the vaccinated population during the remarks he made on Tuesday. This is a quote right here. Now we need to go community by community, neighborhood by neighborhood, and even times door to door. Literally knocking on doors to get help to the remaining people protected from the virus, Biden said. And I don't know if you brothers have also been getting phone calls from people telling us about it. The point is, it's going to that next level. You see this, they planted a seed right with this proclamation right here. Even the thought of it is now imprinted in the mind. All they need is like a larger outbreak or a new strike, a new strain or something like that, a catalyst. And Esau could find a catalyst. This is what he does. Sasaki also referred to the door-to-door efforts while listing the 5 objectives of Biden's COVID response earlier in the day at Tuesday's briefing, citing targeted communities door-to-door outreach to get remaining Americans vaccinated by ensuring that they have the information they need on how both safe and acceptable vaccines is. Critics were quick to slam the new initiative on social media, including several GOP lawmakers. How about don't knock on my door? You're not my parents. You're the government. Make the vaccines available and let the people be free to choose. Why is that concept so hard for the left? Representative Dan Crenshaw, Republican, Texas, reacted to the president. So, as you can see, and it's been like that, you have red states versus blue states, but the scriptures in Isaiah said that he will set the Egyptians amongst the Egyptians. So this nation is divided. And as the Lord said in Matthew, the 24th chapter, a nation divided shall fall, man. All right, let's keep reading. It says the government now wants to go door to door to convince you to get an optional, quote unquote, vaccine. Representative Lauren Boebert, Republican, Colorado, warned. Even controversial GOP Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene made another Nazi comparison in opposing Biden's vaccine push. Weeks after she visited the Holocaust Museum and apologized for previously comparing mask requirements to the treatment of Jewish during the Holocaust, on Tuesday, she likened Biden's door-to-door knock efforts to medical brown shirts, sparking quick backlash from Jewish groups about the Nazi-era references. So they're comparing this to the Nazi regime, which, look, man, you living under the same ruler, okay? They're Edomites, and it's the same concept here. You know, total dominion, total control. Saki Wednesday dismissed Green's comment, saying, "We don't take any of our health and medical advice from Majority Taylor Green." It says later Wednesday aboard Air Force One, Zaki was asked again by a reporter about the conservative backlash and whether that will undercut the White House overall goal of addressing vaccines hesitancy, including among the GOP. "Let me tell you what this is and what it's not," Psaki responded, by again pointing out federal government it's not mandating vaccines. What this effort is a continuation of what we have seen as an impactful effort that we've made by local public health officials and volunteers in a range of communities over the last month of action. Psaki cited positive outreach in states like Florida, Mississippi, and other pockets of the country with lower vaccination rates. She said local officials are just providing information on where people can get access to a vaccine, how it's free, and what they can take time off of work to get a shot. So they're trying to water it down. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we know that there's more to this. I also have another article. So we see that the seed has been planted. All right. Of the concept of just going door to door, even telling you about this thing is kind of a different era we're living in. And the fact that the American people won't backlash shows you that, they've become more docile over the years. All right, now this one is from the New York Post. It says, fears arise that Lamada COVID-19 variant from Peru may be resistant to vaccine. This is July 5th, 2021. Scientists fear that a highly contagious new COVID-19 variant that is ravaging Peru may be resistant to vaccines. The Lambda mutation, or C37, appears to have emerged in Peru last August and is being blamed for the country having the highest pandemic death rate in the world. So, look, the concept of door-to-door is there. The concept of a new strain is there. The pieces, it's like a puzzle piece is being put together. Now, let's go into the scriptures. This is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So, what does that mean? The New World Order, all right? Well, it's not the concept is not new, but this idea of the New World Order surfacing again under the Esau Edom, all right, has to be done ASAP. And part of that New World Order system is having everybody chipped, which is the mark of the beast. And this, situation with the coronavirus and everything is sort of a prelude leading up to this great day of tribulation, hour of temptation. And they're using it to see how the people react to things. What will piss them off? What are they willing to tolerate? And we know one of the main tactics of Esau Edom, all right, the elites, is gradualism. Can you be comfortable with people going door to door and asking you about these things and making things mandatory and shutting down your businesses? So when the main hour of temptation come, okay, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, you people are already going to be conditioned to accept it. There will be people that resist, just like how you have people resisting the jab now, all right? But guess what? A lot of those people are going to be put to death because it's going to create something even greater, a greater catalyst than what they did with this coronavirus situation to institutionalize this chip. This is Isaiah 59:19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy, okay, let me read that again. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, which is America, the western hemisphere, and his glory from the rising of the sun, which is the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Now, what's that flood talking about? That's talking about his martial law, his Gurkha troops, really his armies, because that's what flood is likened onto. Because the Bible is filled with metaphors. That flood right there is talking about armies. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Now let me get the precept. I mentioned that was an army, basically the so-called white man's troops and militias. This is Isaiah 8 and 7. Now therefore, behold, the Lord bringeth up upon them the waters of the river, strong and many, even the king of Syria. Now we know even is old. Well, we may or may not know, but even is the Old English for which is. So another way to read this is, now therefore, behold, the Lord bringeth up upon them the waters of the river, strong and many, which is the king of Assyria. So see that, you know. Also, the modern day Assyrians, all right, not by nationality but by prophecy, are coming in the spirit of the ancient world Assyrians is a so-called white man. That's how Isaiah speaks about the Syrian, the rod of my anger. Yes, the Most High in the ancient world used the ancient world Assyrians to put the northern kingdom in slavery and give Judah hell. But the modern day Syrian that the Most High is using is the so-called white man. It says, even the king of Syria and all his glory, and he shall come up over all his channels and go over all his banks. Meaning he's going to be like he's going to overtake all the other small rivers. His army is going to grow and pretty much wipe you out, Israel. Verse 11 says it. And he shall pass through Judah. He shall overflow and go over. He shall reach even to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of thy land, O Emmanuel. So again, waters being compared to an army. There's another one also in the book of Daniel's. When you read Daniel's, I believe the 11th chapter, speaks about the arms of a flood. Let me see if I can find it. Arm, flood. Yep, Daniel's 11 and 22. And with his arm of a flood shall they be overflown from before him, and shall be broken, yea, also the prince of the covenant. This is going into the Antiochus' army. Again, we've seen that armies or a force is being compared to a flood. And I'll give you one more. Revelation 17 and 15 says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So waters could refer to people, nations, armies, and forces. So let's read Isaiah 59 one more time with that understanding. It says, Isaiah 55 and 19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, America, the western hemisphere, and his rising of and his glory from the rising of the sun, which is the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the so-called white man's armed forces, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Now that standard, all right, it just means divine intervention. Whether the Most High have a chariot come intervene, whether you get spiritual power, whether the angels come in, some sort of divine interventions to deliver us from what's to come. You know, we're gonna really be seeing some miracles, man. All right. I mean, we're seeing miracles now, but I mean some really great miracles when scriptures like this start taking place, man. Seeing our enemies round about us drop dead. Now, to get your mind ready for what's to come, you have scriptures like this. Revelations 2 and 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, because we shall suffer persecution, brothers. You know, if you're in the faith of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and you're not gonna bow down to this man, prepare to suffer persecution from your loved ones, from your enemies. It's going to be a great test, man. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, is going to bless us with a crown. And all the scriptures, this is also mentioned in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, the 40th verse on down, going into them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. So those that stand stiffly for this faith, man, hey, some of us could be persecuted. All right, but as it is written in the book of Thessalonians, the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. So the brothers that perish for this thing, you're gonna get a first seat ticket on the chariot, man. All right, you're gonna come back in your glory, new bodies, and be prepared to rule. Now this is Genesis. Sorry. This is Revelations 20 and 4. It says, and I saw the thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. So there you go. Individuals that are going to perish Um, that's your lot. That's your lot. If this is your lot, you're gonna have the faith for it, because the scriptures speak about those that are faithful unto death. See, not every brother is faithful unto death. There's a certain dispensation of faith, but the brothers that have had the Most High poured the faith upon them to have that faith till death, they will have that. That will be their lot. It says, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. So boom, there you have it. All right. The ones that of the elect are gonna live and reign with Yahushua 1,000 years. All right, that perish on this side. All right, gonna be raised up first. And you have men that already have perished. All right, such as you know, um, Abba Bivens, King Marshall. All right, priest but lawyer. You know, different men that have died in his faith. Look, man, they're gonna be on the chariots when the time comes. Revelations 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Right. Salakia. Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Which is, again, the hour of temptation is what? The RFID microchip, man. Even now, you see how they putting pressure on people to take these jabs and stuff. Brothers are not bending. We're willing to lose our jobs or whatever, before taking that. Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So that word is oikameni, man. So the Israelites are scattered all throughout the world, not just in America, because this thing is going to be global, all right, are going to be tried on the four winds of the planet Earth, man. So, as it is written, verse 11, behold, I come quickly, hold fast. That which hold fast means to tighten. Like when they say fasten your seatbelt, so keep it tight. There's truth next to you, which thou has, that no man take thy crown. He that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, the elect, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. They're a fresh name. Where there's, going to the new Salakia. All right, Kainos. All right, which means to make fresh, recently made fresh. So the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to be fresh again in the earth, because it's not a new name per se. All right, that name Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has always been around. Okay, but it's now become it's just because you see how it became fresh in our minds. It's going to be fresh, all right, in the minds of everybody, of the elect, the whole world. All right, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim, that do this thing in their most truth and sincerity. Shalom.